Don't forget, guys, like and subscribe for more content. Thank you for watching. It helps me out massively. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Good morning, good evening, or good night, depending on what time you're watching this. It's Nathan here, and it's time for a news video. What is up, Self Squad? How's everyone doing tonight? Welcome. Okay, guys, I've done a guide on, obviously, what the rules are in King of the Hill, like how to advance and stuff like that. I've also done a guide on tips and tricks, but I haven't shown you a guide on how I set up my teams. So this is how I set up my teams ready for our King of the Hill fight. So of course, this is the layout of the map. This is how much all the points are worth. I post this picture every single time we have King of the Hill, just so people get the feel of what they're going to be looking for the points. Then I post this picture. This picture has defense markers going all the way up to the right, which shows them where they've got that the defense team have to defend to. We've got the attack markers going to the middle, showing them which path they have to take. And then the sun markers on the left hand side, showing them where they have to defend at. Then you've got the 9 stars. I put all 9 of these stars after I've marched my first 3 marches, because these are the ones which are worth 600 points per minute. So if you can sneak into one, it is really good, because you're not just gaining the points, the other team is losing the points during that time. So I always try and sneak into these stars as much as I can whenever I get a march going past. And when I do, I'll then probably just sit there and wait for them to attack it, and then I know that I can hold it until that march is destroyed. Now we've got the moon markers. I don't mark the one up the top because that's so far away. What's the chance of you ever controlling that? So we've got the 2 moon markers. They're the ones which are worth 1800 points per minute. They're the ones which are the ones which you do really have to fight for. And every time I've went into this, one of these has 5 infected, the other one has 10. So you have to kill the 5 or 10 infected to be able to control it. I'm expecting that at some point there's got to be one which is 5 and 5 or one which is 10 and 10, but I haven't came across it yet. So I'm expecting there's one side, because you can't have 5, 10 and then mix that one between the two. One of these has to be an opposite, but I haven't seen it. Every time I've done this, one has 5, one has 10. So that's how I've set my guide up for. Now, what I'm going to show you next is the teams. So obviously there's 3 different markers, so of course there's going to be 3 different teams. Now, how I set this up is I have it where the attack marker is the one which is obviously the one in the center. They will have one up on strength. Now I don't go so much on points, because obviously if you've got high plasma levels, you could look like you are a lot stronger, but in the fight it doesn't mean that you're going to obviously win that fight. So I go on the player's strength on what I know, because obviously pushing stuff like tier 12, pushing behemoth, stuff like that, they can increase your score, but that doesn't mean that you're going to beat someone who has higher stats. So I try to sort of mix it slightly on what I personally feel, but this is how I set it up. I do the strongest person goes on the attack marker, then the next person goes on the defense, then the next one goes on the sun. Then the 4th person goes onto the attack marker. Then I move the next one onto the defense marker, and the sun marker, then defense marker. So I swapped the sun and the defense round. Then I'll do the attack, defense, sun, attack, sun, defense, and I keep rotating the sun and defense ones to try and make those as equal as possible, while the attack mark will always be the one which I put the stronger person in, to try and make it a little bit stronger, as that is the center fight. So that's how I try to divvy out my teams, because most of the time, no matter how strong a team is, what's the chance of them breaking through that end one, where that big sun marker is, or where this big defense marker is? What's the chance of them actually breaking through? If they have 3 players speeding into that thing, and they've got 9 marches in there, what's the chance of you actually killing off all those 9 marches and getting through the whole bit to get over to their side? It's very difficult. So in my personal opinion, I do not worry too much about that. I try to focus more on just holding them off. So with 10 people allocated to there with 30 marches, they probably won't be able to break through. Excuse me. Now, the the attack markers, they've got more chance of getting some sort of edge, or they've got a chance of both of the enemies attacking you if you are winning on points. So I do like that one to be a little bit stronger and a little bit more diverse, ready for the just in case one of them has to move. Now, how I set this out is, as you can see, I tell all of Sleepy's team to follow the defense markers, and they will hold them, but when center opens, all 10 will have one march ready to speed into center. Same as Leonico's team with the attack markers and Sinx's team with the sun markers. So all of them will have one march ready when it gets that 40-minute mark to speed into the center. Because there's a lot of infected in there, and whoever gets in there to take out the last infected is the one that controls it. So getting 30 people ready to speed into it will obviously give you a lot higher chance. And you could have 2 marches still holding off them spots, because that's 20 marches between the 10 of you, which is plenty to try and block off the other spots. So you can spare a march. Once you've taken it, take the march back and start fighting for your area again if you wish. Now, on this part, as you can see, at 20 minutes, Sleepy and Sinx's team will have one march ready to speed into the moon markers. Now, as you saw previously, the moon markers are the ones which have the 1800. So one of these will be 5 and one of these will be 10 on what I've always seen. I still don't see how that can be possible. At some point, you've got to have a 5 and 5 or 10 and 10. But I'll wait till I see it. And then, obviously, you've also got Leonico's team, which can help out. So whichever side has the 10 on, I've got it where at 20 minutes, Leonico's team will have one march ready to speed into the moon marker which has 10 infected. Okay, it does say which have 10 infected just over here. So obviously all of those, once you get like a minute away, get one march ready to speed in. So far, we've been taking them every single time. Both buildings, no matter who we've been fighting, they've been a lot stronger. We've been taking both of them straight off the bat. And that's because we have so many people ready. We're all on voice chat saying, okay, 10, 9, 8, whatever, get ready, speed in. So that's what we do to try and control center and the side buildings. Now, the next part is, it says, sneak into any star markers if you get to enemy side. Get in a star marker and hold, worth 600 points per minute. So as you've seen, obviously with it, as soon as I've started the game, I will straight away start putting all the 9 star markers up to show people where the buildings are, which they've got to focus on. So whenever we do try and get one, if we get one quick one sneak in, then we always try and get into that star marker and just sit there AFK. Until they knock you out, you're stealing 600 points of theirs, which is technically 1200 points difference between you and them. So it's definitely worth trying to do every so often. This is the guide this is my planning for King of the Hill. You guys may have something different, but this works out really well for us. Obviously, we are all on voice chat, so we do obviously tell people when we're struggling and stuff like that, and we might move one person over from one side to another, but this is the general gist of how I show my alliance what our plans are. Okay guys, I hope this helps you guys decide on what you guys are going to do. Thank you all for watching, much love to you all, and have a good night guys. Peace.